afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting Propagandacast from your host, Imperial Dane, Master Propaganda Hero Strike Defender of the Fatherland. Off here to an exciting 1 vs 1 on Holotniver Ferma. Picture the setting. It's the Baltics, 1944. December. Hope is running out for the Germans as they're being ever slowly crushed by the Soviet onslaught, but some are still fighting onwards for Germany. In the west we find Burmie fighting for the Oberkommandist Germany, Deutschland, forming up here with the Panzergruppe von Strachwitz. Versus in the east we got Norsk fighting here for the Soviet Union, Socialism, Comrade Stalin, and the 1st Mechanized Corps. We got immediate choice of fortifications here, by the way, versus armored assault tactics from Norsk, with infantry machine guns there for Burmie, with triple infantry there for Norsk. Armored assault definitely getting a lot popular. Fortification does see some usage, but to see it chosen this early on is actually a bit of a surprise. Most players tend to choose it later into the game when they feel like, I don't have an option. But Burmie in this case pretty much seems to think that fortification is right way going to be the right choice here versus the Soviets. So that's a very interesting choice there, but Burmie, that's a very interesting choice there. We got sandbags being tossed down here, goods, but of course, with pretty much almost only negative cover here, having heavy cover exclusive to the Soviets is really powerful. Makes any sort of just single infantry maneuver pretty bad, and even your 2 infantry squads is going to be costly in a lot of cases. Up here we got country in the church fighting versus Fulskers. There we got Sturm Pioneers grabbing the point, having blocked off any immediate patriots into this compartment. And further up north, Fulskers securing territory for the fatherland. So Heinz, where did all of these bonfires come from? I don't know actually. It's a bit strange, don't you think? But there you go, flanking from the south against Fulskers. Very good move there by Norsk, catching Burmese Fulskers in a bad spot. Falling back here, we got a 3rd Fulskers squad here for Burmie. In the south, we got points being secured as well. The Sturm Pioneers sneaking in and going to engage here the church from that angle where there's only one man can shoot back, forcing him out of the church. He might try and bait Burmie to run towards it and then secure up, but nope, decides not to. And he might end up in a bad spot then, because Burmie then catches him, and there we go. On the broader side of the church, he still has to do some heavy damage, or they just flank the country. There's a few options here. Either way, now we've got 2 conscripts versus Sturm Pioneers with one side only open and 1 window. That's actually pretty good here for Norsk, less good for Burmie, though it does force back the conscripts here, so who knows. You could use this as an push up with the full tier 3. Now there's nothing covering negative ground to then support the Sturm Pioneers that church. So it looks like exactly what Burmie is doing. So a lot of infantry engagement. There he goes, as soon as they come to fall back, he rushes ahead to pursue them with the Sturm Pioneer. Fulskers following up here as well. Some aggressive and rapid act. There he goes, Sturm Pioneers quickly being focused down by the country. Good decision making there and by Norsk. And almost taking out the Sturm Pioneer squad, forcing retreat there from Burmie. But even then, he's done some impact there. He's forced North to fall back closer to his calf point, and certainly without the church, it becomes a lot harder to defend this area since the church tends to be somewhat integral. In the south, Engineers still making good progress. In the north, Fulskers is also making good progress. And back here, we can now upgrade ship. We got more Fulskers for Burmie, and the Panzergruppe von Strachwitz, formed up by melting together 2 Panzer Brigades, the SS Panzerbrigade Gross and the 101st Panzer Brigade, one of the few Panzer Brigades actually fight on the Eastern Front. Point up north being secured here. And back here, reinforcement. Try on whether they're likely to be a battle group headquarters up for Burmie with this many infantry squads. A battle group headquarters seems more likely. So they just want to support them. But there could still be a mechanized regiment, but even then I think he'd waited a bit longer than to go for the truck. Well, there's definitely plenty of World War Commanders players who go for the mechanized regiment. There's still some who go for the battle group headquarters because that still works quite well with infantry strategy. Of course, certain ups it just works even better. We'll see what it ends up with. In the south here, push through there, we got Minesweepers up. He's clearly worth the Norsk amount of mind here. Norsk has, in fact, I believe, not mind at all, but that doesn't make that a bad idea at all. Up north, though, Norsk came making a good push there, pushing back a Fulskers squad, almost swapping in out there. Very nice work. Medics on the way there, also very good there for Norsk. Sturm Pioneer advancing, Fulskers grabbing territory here. Truck waiting. Could be battle group headquarters, could be mechanized. Both options here are open. But it does turn out to be the battle group headquarters as I anticipated. Up north, sweeping through here. Laying down sandbags to help defend the calf. And again, in an area here with otherwise no real sort of heavy cover, having heavy cover to yourself is usually really good. That's usually the power of James players actually know how to lay down sandbags. They can usually just gain a massive, or not massive, but large tactical advantage in a lot of these situations because they hold the heavy cover and their opponents do not. And there you go, Sturm has his conscripts here, getting negative cover. They're trying to shoot the Sturm conscripts, but they take not a lot of damage, or dealing a lot of damage. The conscripts again are dealing plenty of damage to the Sturm pioneers. So of course, one Sturm pioneers there, but even then they're taking heavy damage. Of course, they're actually remaining out in the negative cover. Whereas the conscripts continue to sit here and have the heavy cover bonus. So again, having sandbags in the right places is usually actually a surprisingly powerful thing. But it's just, a lot of players tend to neglect that. Except, of course, high-ranking players like Ben, but also to a really large extent, I think Norsk. I mean, again, he's just showing the power of just, good sandbagging. Here we go, folks are being caught out in the open, trying to lay down sandbags. Thing to keep in mind, if you're building stuff and coming in a fire, you should actually take a small extra damage bonus. Same if you're repairing something, you become more vulnerable. So, a few details there. Up north here, they'll push for the cut point here, without a Molotov to respond with. In this case, they're forced back. So that didn't quite fully work out there for Norsk, but even then, he's making an impact there on Burmie. More sandbags down here. Again, thorough, consistent. Support coming out with the maximum away there for Norsk. And he could probably threaten the fuel pump with this country. In fact, he's going to do exactly that. And we got Sturmgewehr on the way here for Burmie. And his men of the Panzergruppe von Strachwitz, so named after Hyacinth von Strachwitz, or Hyacinth. Known as the Devil's General by the Russians. I believe they were rather afraid of him. It was very much of the Prussian aristocracy, being a Graf, which was sort of a count. And they're going to centigrade off against the Conqueror attacking. Very good work there by Burmie. Lack of Molotovs here makes it a bit harder here for Norsk to clear it out. Burmie's certainly doing his best to dig in and defend. There we go. First choice now from fortification available here to Burmie. Field defences, heavy fortifications, flak emplacements, S-mines, bunkers, tank traps. As for Burmie, nothing further going on. And we got an MG34 out there, adding in some Maschinengewehren. And on those managed to pull through here. That did, I think, cost North quite a bit to break through that point. We could have tried flanking around the tank from another angle, but in the end, guess it didn't turn out to that. Centre's actually really open. Right now, Burmie could get away with pushing for the cut point here of Norsk, but I think he's more preoccupied with Norsk's maneuvers on his flanks, which is actually ensuring that Norsk doesn't have to defend there. So in this regard, it's paying off so far for Norsk, but it could easily get punished here by Burmie if he just rushes and, say, begins laying down S-mount. Of course, that forced Norsk then to have to get a second engineer squad and a minesweeper. So, I mean, right now, Rashi would be very potent if Burmie realizes what's going on. But we'll have to see if Burmie sees that in the heat of battle. As Norsk is just keeping up pressure, keeping up momentum, which is certainly making it harder for Norsk to consider that possibility here with all this pressure he is applying. Burmie here by going for a second MG34 to further tie down Norsk infantry. Is going to try and lock down his movements, and of course getting numerous machine guns can help quite a bit with that. He's also just part of the one here in the centre cover up here. He might be, a bit where there's going to be a rush through his. I mean, part of me thinks he'd be a bit more active with a machine gun, to be honest, but that's ultimately Burmie's decision. We are in fact getting an engineer squad here. Might be that Norsk is actually starting to worry about mines. We shall see what it ends up with. Oh, he's actually going for a second flamethrower. So, in theory, Burmie begins laying down S-mines. So now, I mean, he's going to have to then go for a third engineer squad just to get a minesweeper out. That could be quite unpleasant there from good harassment of the field there by Norsk against Burmie. Good pressuring. And the other try on the way there for Burmie. They'll probably strap 100 quarters to sort of cover this area here. Constantly being assaulted. Nice throw there. Norsk's lack of submachine guns, or even Molotovs there, makes it a bit hard for him to deal with this without superior numbers. And tank and almost done. Theoretically, Norsk could try and go for the mechanized armor company, pushing up medium armor fast here versus Burmie if he wants to. Though of course, he'd also just try and push for a T-70. In this regard, numerous options and paths are open to Norsk. And those engineers about to get murdered pretty hard. Bit of a loss there for Norsk. Could have easily been avoided. But I guess he was just preoccupied with other things going on, in particular since making a big push here. And that can be a bit, a danger there of having to manage a lot of things. You do risk losing control of the smaller units and then just poop, they're gone. But up here, Maxim falling back. And he does go for the T-70 in this regard. Norsk does not try and pull for fast tanks. He might feel he has to apply more pressure to Burmie now with some lighter tanks and mostly just goes for it. I mean, Burmie has probably gone for a lot of infantry and machine guns, but doesn't actually enter tank weapons, so a T-70 right now could very much throw off, I think, some of Burmie's plans if done well. We got the Schwer Panzer quarters up. Almost got a wipe there. We got an info for covering the retreat here of the Volksgrenadier, Ludwig. And now we can see Burmie returning their favour here to Norsk. He could still, I think, get away with laying down some S-mines. But now it's going to be too late. We got the T-7 there rolling out for Norsk and the first mechanised score. With its 45mm cannon, which was the standard for a lot of Russian sort of lighter armour at the beginning of the war, plus reconnaissance vehicles. Fun little fact there. And Schwer Panzer quarters almost done there for Burmie. First on the flank there of a Schwer Wehrmacht Schlepper. They mounted a lot of weapons on that chassis. They even made a Panzerwerfer version of it, I believe. Fun fact. And the actual war, not on the in-game files, by the way, before someone asks us about that. We got the T-7 moving about here for Norsk. Striking. They're going to be a bit close here, I think. Norsk could risk losing another Indian squad, which would be quite costly here. He's trying to make a run. Oh, no. Oh, it actually ends up pulling up, working out. There might have been the T-70 though more than anything. Sturmpion and the Minesweepers, of course, no Panzer strike hit with the T-70 delay it. Good chance of a wipe here if Norsk applies things correctly. Akedna following up for Burmie. And could he get a wipe here? Could he get a wipe? Doesn't. Mortar following up here for North to help deal with machine guns that Burmie's deployed. It's also much more defense, and now Burmie's been able to gain some good map control here, holding down a lot of the now vital points, and there's now also more in a position to threaten Norsk fuel point consistently. So he needs to make an attack to at least advance the front a bit here to make it a bit harder for Burmie just creep up on the fuel point easily. But there you go, into the MG34, and the Schwer Panzer quarter reveals itself as well. And the south, it looks like it's like forgotten about the conscripts, making for easy targets for the Volksgrenadiers. Not good there for Norsk, not good. Got the T-70 sitting ahead here to the south. I'm guessing it's going to give a bit on the north for now, due to the presence of the Schwer Panzer quarters and the MG34. And will likely try and salvage the situation in the south to defend his fuel point, ensuring he doesn't fall behind Burmie too much. And there you go, T-70 strikes for the motherland, and Burmie just immediately retreats here. He's not going to fight it out with a T-70 for very obvious reasons. Noting most of his Volksgeschütz squads actually now been upgraded with assault rifles, the Sturmgewehr 44. Now they actually planned a Sturmgewehr 45 before the war ended, but ultimately did not pay off. Well, no, managed to get finished. There might have been a few sort of prototypes that sort of had some parts assembled for them, but ultimately sort of no actual functioning assault rifles. Overall, the Sturmgewehr 44 saw actual numerous variations, well, not variations, but steps to it. There's first the machine carbine, which saw action in 1942, then there's the machine pistol in 43, and of course machine pistol 44 before it became officially the Sturmgewehr 44. So a few fun facts there. T-70 sweeping in against the Volksgrenadiers. Immediate retreat here. Burmie is not risking it versus the T-70 for very obvious reasons, as it can very quickly wipe a unit if you're not careful with it. So that makes a lot of sense there. We'll have to see what Burmie goes for. He'll probably try and push for a Panzer IV against Norsk, try and push any advantage he has there. As for Norsk, he'll probably have to go for a field gun soon, or some H-16s. Oh, nice flanking on the Maxim. So Norsk continues to remain on the defensive versus Burmie for now, as the Panzergruppe von Strachwitz applies excellent pressure. Back here, troops reinforcing. And we got the mortar back in action soon enough as well. Troops are pressed there by the MG34. T70 moving out, maximum machine gun actually down to half health. Mortar will probably only make that worse. Up north, trying to push it, but hold it by another MG34. Essentially snapping in 2 machine gun nests, but also 2 mortar targets. So he'll probably have to reposition at some point. I think he also should be using them more actively against Norsk. There we go. T7 strikes in the south here, folks, and being quickly ripped apart by the light tank, the tiny Terra Menace. Folks, they're pulling extra on. Pioneer's hot on the heels as well. I'm thinking here that Norsk is actually planning a attack soon. Away saving up fuel. He's also gone for second field gun. He is not expecting Burmie to go for any medium armor right away. It's either that or Norsk is supremely confident he can handle up Panzer IV with just a bunch of conscripts and the T-70 light tank, which is very ambitious. Of course, double mortars will in the long game term, I think, also have an impact on Burmie, so that's definitely not bad. So we'll love to see how that works out here for Norsk. Either way, he's got a mortar battery out. Will definitely make it hard there for Burmie to stick any units inside the house, since the 2 mortars can quickly deal a lot of damage that way. And clear the mount in the south, point there secured. Pulling the 2 mortars there for the motherland. You know, I feel like these heavy mortar tubes are heavy. They're not heavy, they're medium. Really? Oh, well, then I guess they don't feel so heavy. Yeah, I guess. Would they be idiots? Probably. Bit of shooting there, mine went off. Good work there by Burmie. There are no S mines, and I mean, he's gone for fortification, but so far there's not a lot of the doctrine itself being utilised. Whoa! He's not going for a tank, he's going for a howitzer first? What is Burmie planning here? That's definitely an unusual strategy. It does mean though Burmie is going to have artillery supremacy, at least in terms of quality. The quantity is still going to be Norsk, but a howitzer well handled there could certainly apply some nastiness there to Norsk and the 1st Mechanized Corps. But you generally don't see a player first going for a howitzer over any tank. That's just deeply unusual. But I guess it's a first for everything. I mean, at this stage, you could have gone for a Panther. Though he probably would have been better over the Panzer IV, but just to highlight like how many resources he actually had available there before he went for the howitzer. So I'm curious as to what Burmie's plan is with the howitzer. It's also running up to prevent any rushes at it. Very good, very good. I imagine, yeah, he's going to open up on the mortars there with the howitzer, and of course Norsk immediately knows as soon as the sound goes off what's happening. Shattering your shit in the process. Fritz, ja, c'est rien à voir. What did we destroy? A shit. Alright, we claim we were trying to destroy the shed. It was clearly housing vital Soviet equipment. Yeah. Mission successful. Yeah. Do you think so about it? Maybe. May have more pressure in the north here, sort of stabilise the southern front, though we can see Burmie is very quick to try and change that assertion. But he's trying to counter it north as well. Here's who knows how things might go in the north and in the south. Mechanized Armour Company is up, and we got the T-35 up there, so Norsk actually ends up being the first with the tank, despite Burmie essentially had the possibility of pushing out Panther first, and with the T-35 out, he might actually have to go for a Panther because the Panzer IV versus the T-35 is not quite favoured. I mean, in some ways, the Panzer IV has definite advantages over the T-35, but the problem is in sort of tank-to-tank fighting, the T-35 just has better penetration and more health. Meaning the Panzer IV runs the risk of basically losing out in a lot of situations versus the T-35, since it can't tank as nearly as many shots. Meaning it's just overall statistically more reliant on RNG, since the T-35 also has decent penetration versus the Panzer IV, so those are some things to keep in mind. Whereas the Panther just has better range, armour and health, meaning there's the T-35, the Panther's going to best. There we go, we've got a Panther away for Burmie. Very good. Oh, could have been out faster, to be honest. It could have maybe out like the 17-minute mark. But I suppose better late than never. And there you go, going for the full squad wide here. That's only going to hurt Burmie a bit. Ah, he gets lucky. After hammering away there, Panther slowly approaching there for Burmie. Deutschland. T-35 moving about there. Moving towards the southern victory point, definitely a good move, heading for the centre, and in the north, he's otherwise just threatening the Schwerpanzer quarters if he had something to threaten it with. That's kind of the problem, like a pair of field guns in issue 5, you could probably take out the Schwerpanzer quarters very fast there. So Burmie is basically used to Stockton to go for a single howitzer, certainly not a completely alien thought. I do think you could have done a bit more with it, but there you go. You got the Panther out here for Burmie, for Germany, in Dunkelgelb, which technically, though, at this stage would already been replaced by Dunkelgrün. That's the base colour for any tank made in Germany. Little fun fact that on the way, moving ahead there, Panzerkampfwagen 5. Going ahead there, pinning that machine gun halfway done. That's only going to give the T-7 and T-55 a bit of a harder time. I know in that situation I think it represents a better choice than the Panzer IV. Simply because it handles T-35s much better than the Panzer IV. Out of their firing way, probably trying to silence the mortars again. Mostly hitting trees though. We can see that Norsk swinging northwards. He's not going to try and engage the Panther head on. He's just going to try and make some progress where the Panther isn't. Force the Panther to get out. And then as soon as the Panther arrives, he'll then probably just engage with his tanks. Basically forcing Burmie to sort of try and play a game of cat and mouse, wasting his time. Which of course will then prevent the Panther attacking and being used offensively. Which could give Norsk perhaps a bit of a larger set of troubles. Shattering the fences in the process. Unit lost actually there for Norsk, bit unfortunate, IS-2 is available, though he definitely lacks the fuel. He could consider field casting help with it. That would not be a bad idea, I think, for Norsk. Panther's got the pin-up machine gun ready as well. Very good, very good. Shattering a fence a bit further. Also, 500 munitions for Norsk. He really should be laying down mines, flare mines, regular mines, just mines. There we go. Machine crew in trouble here with the T-35. But there you go. Panther arriving. Panther fast off. T-35 in a lot of trouble here. Needs to get the field guns down and needs to turn around the corner quickly. And he might have had the mortar continuing laying down the smoke screen to support it. He could very well lose the T-35 there. Got a bit overconfident there, I think. And, oh, hits a man with a Panther. Down to half health. Field gun opens up. Misses. T-35 are down here, but nonetheless, I think proves again having a Panther out versus T-35s, I think, is a much better choice than the Panzer IV. So, definitely good decision there by Burmie. In the soft maximum against the Volksgrenadiers, opening up there, tearing into them, and immediately suppressing them. Oh, field gun barracks there, taking out numerous Volksgrenadiers. Good strike there, good strike. Almost getting a wipe there, but sadly not quite here for the motherland. Panther receiving repairs, though he might have to pull a bit further here. And there you go, sending the Sturmpanzers instead to act as a rear guard to try and buy the Panther time to escape. A heroic decision by the Sturmpioneers. And of course, a very heroic decision by Burmie to sacrifice the Sturmpioneers for the sake of the Panther. Very heroic. Some of you may die, but that is a sacrifice I am Germany am willing to make. Troops are reinforcing. Panther making his way back, close to Veteran 2-1. Quite lost. He's going for another T-35. He just needs to be a bit more careful with it next time around, as Burmie has now just showed him more than capable of quickly punishing any sort of T-35 mistakes if he sort of plays them a bit too fast and too loose. Mortars immediately got one Veteran 2, one smoke screen here on the centre. Interesting choice there, interesting choice. Mortar fire raining down left and right. T-10 ring head, second field gun away there for Norsk. Baker to see versus the Panther and any potential other Panthers Burmie might get, or whatever armour support he might consider. Filters moving ahead here. Howitzer is opening up in the mortars again. I mean, as soon as it hit Veterans 1, he might just consider using the counter barrage abilities. He doesn't have to micromanage the howitzers much. He was just going to use it to just constantly try and silence the howitzers. Air support that called in quickly delivers a blow there to Burmese infantry in the centre. And he's extending to the Academy over there quite egregiously. In this case, manages not to get punished incredibly hard here by Norsk. Quite a throw there. Panther ready to move again for Germany. Aircrafting hits from the Schwer panzer quarters. With one already shot down. Oh, looks like it almost took another one down there. And so south, and machine gun caught with the T-55 and the T-70 causing quite a bit of damage here. But we already got the Panther inbound. Oh, the T-55. Well, explosion really doesn't particularly matter much against the Panther on the end. The bigger issue is getting too close to the Fulton Grenadiers, who can Panzer fast the T-55 like he Panzer fast the first one, making it hard here for the T-55 to gain the necessary distance versus the Panther. But this time around, he's got 2 field guns ready to punish the Panther. That's very good here, very good. Panther shoots, instead hits Petrov. There we go, double field jump on the Panther, quickly punching through the armour. Third shot though does bounce off the 80mm of sloped armour on the Panther. Solidify against the field mortar. He's punched them up really tightly, but it seems like he's actually not firing at them, though he's getting a bit lucky there with the mortar crews. T-70 is flying towards the centre. Folks are being caught here by the T-70, close to Veteran 3. Very close, and we got Sturmpuni advancing. Going for the carve point, and the Panthers on the move here. Taking advantage of the field guns, maneuvering out of there. Not a bad idea, not a bad idea. Need to send around the Panther. Oh, he's explosion the rear of the Panther to the double field guns. There we go, good hit, good hit. Need to get the Panther out of there, schnell. Oh dear, Scheiße. Blitzkrieg. And barely gets the Panther out of there. Really close call there for Burmie, really close call. And I imagine he's playing the Mechanized Regiment. He could theoretically go for a second Panther. He could also try and go for the King Tiger. I mean, King Tigers have, just like the Panther, definitely made a comeback in Oberkommando-West strategies, so it could very well he's planning that. I mean, a King Tiger and a Panther would certainly be a very potent force, which Norsk would struggle with. Even 2 field guns would really put any serious dents into. Panther, though, in dire need repairs. Also, a little fun fact about the Panther. They were actually close to just scrapping the Panther project and moving on to the Panther 2 because of the sidearm actually being too weak and actually vulnerable to anti-tank rifles and other things. In fact, it was only when someone decided to add some 5mm of extra sort of armoured side skirts, the Panther sort of realised they need to do the entire Panther 2 project, causing the entire Panther 2 project to be scrapped, basically because they were worried about the side armour. So, little fun fact there. Little fun fact. Now the aircraft shot down. Now we can see here that Norsk is making good progress here. Burmese losing ground everywhere without the Panthers to maintain his forces. Norsk, I increasingly feel like should go for a fuel cache to sort of support any further armour here versus Burmie. In particular, he's actually planning for an IS-2. I do feel like its fuel cache is going to be incredibly necessary. Repair party is on the way there to assist with the repairs of the Panzer. T-70 swinging north first, going to do some harassment there. Very nice work there by Norsk, but he's also super short on infantry. Definitely needs at least another infantry squad here. Maybe some more conscripts. In theory, go for the special rifle command. Just consider some penal troopers, but I would say 2 conscript squads is much too low here versus an opponent with 4 full gunners and a Sturm Pioneer squad. Like, that is a very unfavorable force composition for Norsk long term. Mortar rounds stay impacting on the full Grenadiers. And there you go, Panther good to go again for Germany. Deutschland. There you go, moving in, shoots, and straight into the field guns. That was definitely a bit pointless there by Burmie. Whoa, he's saying a flag emplacement to cover the centre victory point? A flag emplacement in a 1 versus 1. Wow. They'd have to, oh shit, that actually got wiped there. But I would say the positioning of it, I think, is not good. I mean, it's pretty much, coming to centre victory point. I mean, it's right in the where it's thickest, which is not where the flank emplacement excels. Like, it's an easy target that way. Better if it's set up to cover in the northern victory point or the southern victory point, rather than here where again the field guns are right nearby. They just need to move up it and they can take care of the flank emplacement very fast. So I feel like this is a bit of a tactical misplay there by Burmie. They're still like him building a flat emplacement. People going northwards. Fun fact about the two-cylinder flak as the war progressed to increasingly use less France aircraft support, since they weren't that good with just that, since most aircraft got enough armour to be able to shrug off most of their shots, and instead were just used as heavy machine guns against infantry. So a little fun fact about the two-cylinder flak. Folks, the machine gun will be preceded by the T-45 number 2 out here for Norsk. It really should build a fuel cache though and get some more infantry. And Burmie, I think, is just setting up for the King Tiger here, the Tiger 2. Close to defend the machine gun gewehr. And there you go. He's bunching up his forces way too much. He's asking for just Burmie to hammer him with the artillery. He's asking for it. There we go. Field gun crew wiped here. Thanks to the howitzer gaining veteran 2. Bad news there for Norsk. Great news for Germany, right? And there you go. Field gun entirely destroyed here by the leichte Feldhaubitze 18. That's definitely why you need to be careful about leaving your support weapons too close to each other when your opponent has a howitzer. It's a good punish there by Burmie. Very good punish. On the other hand, Norsk now has 2 T-35s. If you can sort of give good use, they might be able to sort of make up for things before the King Tiger hits. But he definitely needs to be a lot more active. And oh, he's going for more engineers and another Maxim, but still not more infantry. Does he even have anti-tank grenades? He does, he does. So that's at least something, right? That would be neat to think Ian Moore sat there if he hadn't. He's still got a ton of munitions, and I do think he should be mining. I mean, with King Tiger's an actual idea. They knew in the Panther just having mines could be great. I mean, catching a Panther in a mine means to have a much harder time getting out of there. And of course, catching a King Tiger, of course, is great with it. But there you go. Burmie going for the Pak 43, so we got a Pak 43 and the leichte Feldhaubitze. So Panther's running out. They're very close to Veteran 2 actually, as long as he doesn't throw it away. That said, he has been a bit close to it. Shots being fired there. Maxim carrying the centre against any German advances. Still, he's been a bit weak there, controlling the southern victory point, and even hitting the northern one, so Burmie has a notable victory point lead here on Norsk at the moment. That's certainly something you should be careful about. There you go, strafing runs off, almost got the full hit, did a bit of damage to the Pak 43 as well. Still, the Pak 43 is going to be a bit of an issue here for him. Oh, got a kid there, forgotten infantry squad as well there. Burmie's getting himself a heavy loss here from Norsk, but there you go. T-70 taken out with a single hit from the Pak 43, an 88mm high explosive, or high velocity shell just tearing through the T-70. Shredding it in a matter of seconds. Panther here dealing with the T-55 trying to flank, getting a good hit on the Panther's rear armour. Need to cover extend. We got air fire there on the Pak 43. Needs to get more to fire on the Pak 43 here. Aircraft can do the damage. Panther gaining Veteran 2 shoots and up. This is where some infantry with great support and clear out stuff, but sadly there isn't. T-55 gaining Veteran 2. Almost got the Pak 43 there. Almost got it, but not quite. Field gun moving up. He might try and destroy it, which is a bit risky there, I think, in some ways. Pak 43 white, Panther opening up there, close to being half health, but not quite there, not quite there. T-55 going for the Panther, needs to pull back, needs to pull back. Oh dear. Fall back, Burmie. You're too close. Another hit there. He might lose the Panther there. He's trying to blitz. He should have pulled back sooner. And, oh, he gets away just barely with the Panther. Make moves for his range there. Very good, very good. Though you should still be super careful there. Howitzer firing super close. And he gets the T-45. Machine gun defending the path here to the howitzer. Burmie could maybe try and use his, or Norsk could use his howitzer, maybe clearing up the howitzer there a bit. But there's also the Pak 43 to deal with. T-55 being fixed up. He might be setting up for the IS-2 now. Again, this is where field cache I think would be quite beneficial there for Norsk. Meanwhile, Burmie's not too far from the King Tiger. He is not far off at all. Meanwhile, just maintaining the front here, salvaging right under Norsk's nose. Is pretty cheeky there by Burmie. And there you go, stolen MG-44 there from Burmie, but he's still got the howitzer. There we go, Panther back in action for Deutschland. Got down the on T-555. And we got air support called in again. Pack for the feet, good to go as well here. Oh dear. T-55 might not make it out of there and gets knocked out. You should have more stuff there to either steal the pack for the field cleared out. There again, the lack of infantry makes it hard, I think, for Norsk to particularly deal with objectives like the pack 43. Also, he's forgetting about the north. He needs to harass them more. He needs to put more pressure on Burmie wherever he can. Howitzer back in action. And now specifically just bombarding Norsk's base. Well, he's moving up the field gun aggressively here. And Burmie's just about to, there we go for the King Tiger. The Tiger 2. Field gun gaining virtually 3, but we got searing artillery called in here by Burmie. And he's still not, is he moving out? No, he's stopping up within the arc of radius of the, holy smokes. And he's stealing the Pack 43. He's going to get the Panther though, he's going to get it, but he might lose his ace field gun when he needs it the most against the King Tiger. Panther down, quite lost over Burmie. I don't think he saw that coming. Should have been a bit more careful with the Panther, I guess, but he now got the virtually free field gun, meaning Norsk now only has a Raketenwerfer to stop the King Tiger. And he's just sticking around there despite just all German artillery batteries in the vicinity just hammering away there at Norsk. Oh, he's got bolts of titanium. Well, he's gone nuts. King Tiger lumbers onwards like a giant made of Krupp steel. A brutal and violent engagement between Norsk and Burmie. Also, shame about the Panther again. I think he had been more cautious whether he could have probably preserved it, but still, I do feel like overall highlights the Panthers actually, just kind of good now, which is great. It's been, kind of terrible for years. There we go, IS-2 on the way from Norsk. The Josef Stalin 2 tank. Securing the Raketenwerfer there, right under the King Tiger's nose. I think it's a bit ambitious there by Norsk. Hauptmann Emil von Franzwitz roaming up there with his King Tiger. And we got the IS-2 setting out there. Two Titans clashing on the battlefield. Directly on the King Tiger from the IS-2, penetrating the King Tiger's very thick sloped armor. Got the IL-2 summoned in here. Need to be careful with the Pack 44 around there. That could really do some serious damage to the IS-2. There you go, penetrating hit from the Panzerabwehrkanone 43. He's not retreating, he's continuing. Oh, Norsk. Have you been doing too much of the schnapps again? What are you doing, man? Ah. He's about to throw away his IS-2 just like that. I'm pretty sure there's some sort of order about no heavy drinking right before the fighting. But he somehow managed to save the IS-2 from that absolutely disastrous push. But he's got all 3 victory points now, and it's now bleeding up Burmie here. He can maintain control there, which is going to be a bit tricky. He might have a good chance of winning, but it's going to be tricky. It's going to be tricky. And didn't really help. He managed to get the IS-2 almost destroyed, like less than a minute after it arrived on the battlefield. Mortars, they're hard at work taking out the pack for the fleet, but their howitzers hard at work taking out. There you go, veteran free howitzer. Oh, good God. He needs to retreat those mortars. There's likely going to be some losses there. 30 kills. Oh, God im Himmel. There we go. Mortar down. 33 kills for the fatherland. That howitzer has been a massive investment there for Burmie. Great one, too, at that. Norsk is in a very precarious situation. I mean, basically that push for the IS-2 was completely nonsensical and has really just given Burmie the edge here. King Tiger, they're rolling out for the fatherland. No Pillman machine, they definitely should consider that. IS-2, they're halfway down. He's probably also going to have to go for an HG5. I think they have a good chance versus the King Tiger. Or he could go for T-45 to focus more on the enemy infantry. I mean, if you can just ensure the King Tiger's on infantry support and can't, go easily into the victory point, secure them, you could certainly, win that way. But we'll have to see what Norsk gets up with. Hiccups, lovely. I think it's the heat. I think it is the heat. Oh, direct hit on the eyes too. Look, it's nice and fixed. Boom. Oh, yet. Not again. Got the eyes 2 moving out. They might need to repair it again just to make sure. Pack 43 though is destroyed. It is destroyed. It is now nothing but a wreck. Norsk pulling hit with the IS-2. They still need to get up. There's a field gun supporting the King Tiger. Cannon shoots, fails to penetrate. IS-2 though then does. Another bounce from the Raketen effort. IS-2 misses. The King Tiger misses. Astounding. Pulling ahead here. Needs to get enough to get through. There you go. Penetrating hit from the King Tiger. Sounding the pack for the free hit there from the field gun going through the IS-2's armor. Raketen bounces again. Or was it the field gun? Where's that thing actually? Ah, it's to south. Ah, nice sneaky there. Another bounce from the Raketen. They just can't seem to get any luck versus the King Tiger's armor. And there you go. Good hit on the Volksgrenadiers. And of course, fun fact, in game, the IS-2 and the King Tiger actually have the same armor, despite the King Tiger probably had better armor in the actual war. Engineers will jump on the south, Engineers will have to retreat. He's even got the howitzer one out. That's a bit of loss there for Burmie. But at least he can recruit, but he can't gain back all of that experience. Okay, we have a wipe again. 29 kills on the King Tiger. Veterans who won. IS-2 just hasn't been able to do so much because again of that initial push where he just quickly got it severely damaged pointlessly. And we got an HG5 tank shot to help deal with the Panther or the King Tiger. Got a Panther 4 on the way for Burmie. Hard to recruit, salvaging the wreckage of the Raketen effort for a bit of extra fuel. King Tiger with 31 kills. Anti-tank grenades off here against the Königssieger. Doesn't quite do the damage. IS-2's almost good to go in for Norsk. Almost, but not quite. Quite a brutal fight right here in Kolotny so far with heavy losses on both sides. We are looking at about 400 casualties. King Tiger rolling ahead. Oh, direct hit on the mortar crew, wiping out the remnants of Norsk's once prestigious mortar battery. And there you go, Panzer IV to support the King Tiger and Burmie's infantry with the Kampfgruppe or Panzergruppe von Strachwitz. And there you go, HG5 tank shot here for Norsk. That should help a bit versus the King Tiger. But he's starting there versus the infantry now. He's definitely going to need something else. They got Burmie there going for Obersoldaten. And we got the veteran 3 MD34 almost 54 dealing with the country up north. That is low on health. There's a chance that the country actually beat it. Although the Panther 4 should change that. There you go, HG5 shoots, penetrates the King Tiger's frontal armor. IS-2's going to move ahead here to take advantage of the support from the HG5. Another penetrating hit there from the HG5. Another penetrating hit. Down to 79 versus the 212 there of Burmie, who's sneaking through in the south to hit the victory point there. Very good, very good. Field gun ready to deal with any Russian attackers. And mechanized armor company, they're just standing still. Norsk, I still think, would benefit from at least one extra infantry squad. Maybe just rushing out T-3476 at this stage might be able to do it. Just to help deal with some of the infantry. But there you go. Field gun gets a good hit on the IS-2's frontal armor. Another penetrating hit there. Close, they're getting close. Going to be a Panzerfaust, I think. And looks like Burmie might just be able to turn the tides against Norsk. Norsk lacking artillery and a lot of other units at this stage. He's struggling here to maintain cohesion as Burmie just keeps ratcheting up the pressure again. The howitzer is just turning out to be a really great investment for Burmie. Full stop. IS-2 repairs again. At least he hasn't thrown it away though. But it was close. But I think he's regretting just throwing away that field gun away there to Burmie there, Mr. Norsk. I feel he might be regretting that a bit. Since if he'd had that field gun still on his side, he probably could have put a lot more pressure on the King Tiger, making it hard for Burmie to move about like he does. King Tiger shooting, issue 5, shoots, bounces this time around, but should probably get a penetrating hit soon enough. There we go, right through the armour. Alright, still good to go. We got a T-34 with a hit on the way for Norsk, probably deal with the infantry and support his own as he moves for the victory point. He's down to 42. This is going to be pretty dicey there for Norsk. Possibly here Burmie could actually try and rush the HD5 and take it out with the King Tiger Panzer IV combo with a bit of infantry backing it up. T-34 almost done there for Norsk in the first mechanized co-op. North here, conscript there being overrun by Obersoldaten. With now cover about that the Obersoldaten very much enjoy a severe advantage. T-34 arrives. IS-2 moves in, shoots, misses spectacularly the King Tiger. The King Tiger that returns the favour, and we got a second Pak 43 up here for Burmie. And the Panzergruppe von Strachwitz. Air support called in once more here by Norsk. Sold shots on the King Tiger. Got the southern victory point, but not the northern one. We got air support raining down death upon the German troops. King Tiger slowly approaching Harfield, but also veteranly too. Oh, Pak 43 got cancelled here. IS-2 continue to roll ahead here, engaging the veteran 4 machine gun crew, stalwartly defending the victory point in the centre. King Tiger takes another hit here from the HD5. Machine gun slowly getting murdered out by the IS-2. 10 points left. Needs to get rid of the field gun. T-34 just flank it now. Now, Petrov. What are you waiting for? Flank it. Well, I don't know how to just drive. Oh no, it's too late. Missed opportunity, I think, by North to clear out the T-34 or field gun easily. Maybe even secure it. Southern victory point being lost, but he's grabbing the northern one here. His tanks are holding back. How to rain down the centre victory point. He's just basically using spare fire here, blocking fire to ensure that North can't grab it without risking losing an entire squad. But North doesn't care. He's going to lose either way if he doesn't grab it, so he's going to risk it with the howitzer firing down. Just down to 2 victory points. Got the field gun. 1 victory point. There we go. Stops it. Just in the good time. Gains 1 point. Panther 4 sending out. Orbison moving in front of the IS-2. 11 kills. Half HV 2. 13 kills. King Tiger moving in. HV5 shoots, penetrates the King Tiger's armor easily. Close of HV 2, then increased penetration and accuracy, which is going to be pretty great versus the King Tiger. There we go. IS-2 half HV 2 itself. If not closer. There you go. Panther 4 moving in directly. Round from the HV5 takes a direct hit there. Pak 43 being attempted once more by Burmie. Down to 1 victory point. Can Norsk pull this through there? And machine gun almost got annihilated as he moved it accidentally to the IS-2's line of fire. South there should, I think, reclaim it. We got a contusion out here for Norsk. Could help us the pack for the free, but the way he's packed his stuff, he's likely to lose it before he has time to, you know, knock it out. Panzer's being repaired. King Tiger's super close to victory too. So is the IS-2 though. Folks are then moving ahead. Gonna Panzer fast it. Pack 43 there could also very well finish it off. And oh dear, main gun out, main gun out. And we got the howitzer shooting. I think he's attempting to take out the IS-2 here with it. Close but no cigar. King Tiger on the move. Panzer 4 on the move. Only now the H-5 eventually to cover up the retreat of Norsk arm. And there we go. Takes out the H-5 there, I think, with a single hit from the Pack 43. Panzer 4, King Tiger on the move. And I think Norsk forces have collapsed too much to defend against the onslaught of the Panzergruppe von Strachwitz. Gun here for the IS-2. T-34 rolling in. Almost got the IS-2 there. King Tiger gaining victory too. Might lose the Panzer. There he gets the IS-2 before that happens. And there you go, GG, game over. A loss for the Soviet Union. The first mechanized corps has been pushed back here by the violent efforts of the Panzergruppe von Strachwitz. Heavy losses on both sides, some close calls there, but in the end, Burmie and his, I would say, slightly better force composition and the use of the Pack 43 and the howitzer rather won the game. I think Norsk put too much effort at times in the centre victory point. I think also that big push to try and take out the Pack 43, the way he did at least, was rather costly, cost him a lot, in particular then set up for the King Tiger to swing the game back in Burmie's favour. So I think he put more effort here and actually tried to take out, say, the Schwab Hunter Cords again, control the northern fuel point. I think Norsk would have had a much better long-term chance of going for some fuel cash. Instead, he sort of bounced around the spot there where he wasn't, I think, really efficient in any direction, whereas Burmie, I think, made get good use of the doctrine and, you know, overall managed to push through there. So there you go. Hope you enjoyed this match. Hope you learned something from it. If you did want to subscribe, tell your friends, share it with everyone. Also, big thanks to Sai and to Salvatore, or Salvatore. I'll wait, not sure how to pronounce that. I'll wait, big thanks to you for donating to support the Propagandacast. You too can as well. Links in the video description, Patreon, PayPal. All the way helps me out a ton, so do consider. This is Imperial signing off. We're back tomorrow with another exciting episode. Bye.